how to set a price for your product. Now, we don't want to go the cheapest. I'm not Amazon or Walmart, but I also want to price my products so that they are purchasable by my audience. So in this video, I'm going to walk through how I actually go through my pricing structure because it matters a ton. Let's dive in. When I first started learning how to be a funnel builder, I didn't know how to charge. Actually, I had a lot of money false beliefs. I was like, man, if I charge money, it means, I don't know. I was still overcoming a lot of beliefs that charging money was bad, you know what I mean? And so I remained broke. I got good at the skill set, but I didn't know how to charge people well. And so I just did all this work for a while. You might be stuck in the same. And it's a sucky place to be. But gradually, though, I started learning more and more about pricing structures and the appropriate ways to do that. In this video, I'm going to walk through more of that. This is easily one of the most frequent questions I get at my events. We've done 14 live events now, and this is one of the most common. Everyone raises their hand about this one eventually, like, hey, what should I price? How should I price? How should I price? And it's a good question to ask, but it also sometimes we give it too much weight in our head. I don't want you to do that. So let's dive into how I do this. A couple of years ago, I started asking Russell Brunson, it's when I was working for him at ClickFunnels still, I said, hey, how do you price? I asked the very question that so many of you guys are probably watching this video for, and I was like, dude, your company's almost worth $1 billion now, with a B, billion. How do you set prices? I mean, you've been doing this for like 15, 20 years now, especially now. But back then it was around 15. And he goes, yeah, that's a good question. I said, how do you set prices for stuff? Because, you don't want to gouge people, but capitalism, right? We all are here to make profit, and you should do it. You should do it without, your conscience going crazy on you. There's nothing wrong with getting rich. By the way, getting rich is philanthropic in and of itself. And so we started walking through and saying, how do you actually price stuff? And so he gave me a really, really rough outline. He drew a pie, and this is exactly what I'm going to show you here, okay? Let me draw it. So he drew a little pie chart on his whiteboard, and this is basically what he said. He said, we're going to plan to spend 10% of the product price. We're going to do it on acquisition, meaning I'm going to budget around 10% of the actual product price to put towards ads. Now, in reality, it can take way more than that, but just watch where we're going with this, okay? Let's say it's around 10%. Okay, I'm going to say 10% there. I'm also going to put about 10% for the sales guy. So sometimes that might be the same thing. But I'm going to go the salesperson, especially if it's like some coaching thing or something that isn't like a little cheap knick-knack, right? So you have to budget for the sales guy who's going to do the closing. You know what? I'm also going to go in and I'm going to budget 10% for the fulfillment. Now, this is the one that people always freak out about because they're like, 10% fulfillment? You mean you're 10xing how much money it is that you're making? If you have to buy a water bottle for 10 cents, you're charging $1 for it? They're doing way more than that. A water bottle has a markup of like 10,000%, right? Buy low, sell high. That's like principle number one. You know what I mean? So if you can't do that, where this comes from, when I was in college, we bought this nasty, disgusting piece of furniture, and off of Craigslist. We fixed it up, we turned around, and we put it back on Craigslist. The original owner saw it, freaked out on us, and she was like, oh my gosh, these guys are scammers. They're trying to steal from you. What is wrong? Do not ever buy from them. They are the worst of the worst. And we were like, do you know how capitalism works? Your thing sucked. We made it better, and we're selling it for more, right? That's how it works, and that's kind of what we're doing here. So get past the mentality that, if I'm going to sell it for 1 penny beyond what I bought it for. So I want to budget that 10% is fulfillment, right? Now, what I also want to do, though, is I need to budget in what I call the fees and crap section, okay? And I'm going to put a solid 30%, okay? 30%. I call it the fees and crap. All right, the fees and crap section is things like nickeling and diming you on credit card transactions, the broken business of the government IRS reaching deep into my pocket and getting taxes, right? That is, I need a budget for that, right? But what you see as you go through this, so we have 30%, 30%. That leaves me with a solid chunk over here for margin. So what I want to do is I want to be able to budget margin. If you're not planning to be profitable, you will not be profitable. You have to plan profits. So if you're going to go in and choose your prices strategically so you know that you can be in business. And I want to make sure that I can have 30 to 40% in profit. right? So that's profit. Now, does that always happen? Absolutely not. There's always more hidden costs that come in, right? There's maybe you got to hire someone for a one-off project. Maybe there's a contract you have to bring in for something. But I need to make sure that I am budgeting 30 to 40% business margin, or I just will not make profits. Strategy number 2, and all of these I kind of combine together, by the way. There's a guy who says, it's a famous quote in our industry that says, there's no strategic advantage of being the second cheapest. Right? Meaning, if you're not going to be the cheapest, why would you be the second cheapest? The customer will just come in and grab the cheapest, so you're not going to get any sales. And so, if that's the case, be the most expensive. If you can't be the cheapest, be the most expensive. And if you have like a little heartstring going like, but oh my gosh, and I'm nervous, and I have money false beliefs, I totally get it. Okay, I totally get it. What we're going to do though is I need you to go in and I need you to find the baseline of what is already selling. So here's how I do it. I think back and I say to myself, Soph, how much are people selling the similar product for the most expensive, the middle, and the bottom? That's literally how I do it. And I'm like, okay, in this industry, let's say that we're selling, I don't know, courses or consulting or coaching, something like that. What are the majority of people selling their product for at the very tippy top? I'm making things up right now. I don't know what you sell, but let's just say we found out, at the very tippy top, everyone's selling their thing for $10,000. All right, in my industry, everyone sells tippy top $10,000. Let's say in the middle, again, making it up. Let's say everyone in the middle sells their thing for around $1,000. And let's say at the bottom, everyone sells their knickknack at the bottom for lead gen. Let's say they sell it for $10. Well, what I want to do is I want to find out what people are most likely charging and then go just a little premium. All right, so I'm going 5% on top of baseline. Right, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, you know what, my thing, because I know I'm awesome, I'm going to go in and I'm going to charge $12. I'm going to position myself as premium. I'm not going super high, it's obviously more than 5%, but I'm going to go just a little bit higher. Right, if it's $1,000, maybe I'm going to charge $1,300 for it. $1,300 for it. That looks like crap. Okay, just bear with me, all right? If I have a $10,000 thing, I'll probably go to $13,000. Okay, 13K. Okay, now the reason I do this again is because the market doesn't need to think hard. Like, I've seen similar price points before. It's just a little premium. I've seen price points before, little premium. I've seen similar price points before, little premium. Because what we're trying to avoid is sticker shock. If I said everyone else is $10,000, but man, my thing is $30,000, they'd be like, whoa, I got to get some of the decision makers in here because that is not common. Okay, if you choose from the baseline of what they've already seen, you actually drop their resistance level because they've already practiced breaking that belief. They've bought something similar like that before. And so you get a little more money, but you also are playing strategically off of what the price points are they've already seen. Hey guys, before I teach you how to make a raise again for yourself, you're welcome by the way, please hit the subscribe button. It is free for you and means a lot for us. It is big, it is rectangle, and it is right there in front of your face. Means a lot for us though, honestly. Also, if you hit the like button and there's a bell, we put these videos out every weekday. So every weekday there's more business lessons like this that will help you do better at marketing and business, especially on the internet. Down in the comments below, I would love to hear what the most outrageous price jump is that you've ever seen, okay? Like, hey, everyone's charging 10 grand. This dude came in for $100,000. Like, I love documenting sticker shock. What's the biggest sticker shock you've ever seen? Let me know below. Several years ago, I was asked to go speak on a cruise for one of Russell Brunson's coaching programs. And I was on there, I was about to go up on stage and speak, and it was super cool. People would spend some time learning, and then we'd spend the rest of the half of the day playing. And it's kind of a fun way to do a cruise as a coaching club. And so I was about to go on, and I remember I was sitting next to Russell Brunson, and he's like, what you can speak about? And I showed him, and he was like, dude, that's sweet. And what I was showing him was a value ladder. And if you didn't know, he helped pioneer the concept of a value ladder. I did not know that about him. And I showed him why I plan my value ladder. I showed him some strategies for the ways I'm using my value ladder. So another way to say this is, how do you plan your product line, right? Your product roles. How do you plan your product line strategically as far as price goes to ensure that you actually make money as the entrepreneur. That's what I want to show you. All right, so if you've never seen a value ladder before, it's literally at the bottom is the cheapest stuff, right? In the middle is the next most expensive, and at the top is your most expensive thing. And it's not to say that you only need 3 things in your business, although I wouldn't have a ton. It's really about phases. You know, you got a clump of stuff at the bottom it's valuable for sure, but it's also the cheapest, right? And the further you go, the more value it is, but also the more money you're going to charge. And what I started thinking a while ago is how can I use something like the concept of the value ladder to plan my own profits, right, as an individual. So people ask me a lot of times, Stephen, should I build a product that is at the bottom? Right, we're talking about price here. Should I make another product that's priced at the bottom? Should I make another product that's priced in the middle? Should I make another product that's priced at the top? This is how I decide that. Okay, so ask yourself, do you have enough money to pay for your business systems right now? Your salary included. Okay? If you don't, you need to build something in the middle. So I use the middle of the value ladder to build business systems. And these business systems, I'm talking about the cost for you to just stay in business. So I'll tell you that right now, my business, my baby, it costs me about 40 to 60 grand a month to run, just to stay in business with my employees and our studio that we built and all of our contractors. It costs us, that's a good chunk of change. So if I can't pay for my business structures and it's all over the place and really volatile, it means I need to do something else in the middle, right? I need to go price something in the middle where I can just get a sale a day, 1 sale a day, and a sale a day keeps me in business, right? That really simplifies this whole game. Now, how do I know if to go to the bottom? I go to the bottom when I stop having enough leads and noise. Let's say I start running out of leads and noise, and I'm running out of leads. It's harder and harder for me to find the blood to go pitch to and sell the middle of the value ladder stuff. So at the bottom, the purpose of that part of the value ladder is literally for only one thing: leads and noise. Now, I'll tell you, I have almost too much of this. Okay? It's the reason why I have not written a book yet. How much do you price a book for? Bottom. And I don't need more leads. So from a marketing and business perspective, strategically, I don't need to finish. I have 5 books we're writing, by the way. Okay? I don't need to go write this. I don't need to go put the books out yet, because from literally a cash flow standpoint, that's not my problem. That's not my problem. I have plenty of leads and noise, so I don't need to go make more products there. Does that make sense? Now, when do we go to the top? Now, if you are not planning to somehow make a lot of money in the entrepreneur game, like, become a capitalist, do it the right way, right? You have to sell for profit. You need to make money. And so what I do at the top is, this is what honestly the entrepreneur payday. I use this when I'm ready to take money from my business and dump it into other investments. Okay, so if I'm like, all right, and if I say, hey, all right, check this out. My business systems are set. That's the first place I start. Do I have enough leads? Ooh, let's make sure that we've got products in that price point so we get enough leads, and we'll send them here. And then I'm like, all right, now it's time for the sweet cherry pie, delicious profits that I can use to go dump into other personal investments so I can increase my net worth. Okay, then I go here up at the top. For me, that is how I strategically built using strategic pricing so that we make money, my business and my employees have security, we always have fresh blood and fresh leads coming in, and then eventually I can go out and do what you probably started entrepreneurship to do, take big chunks of cash and go dump into other investments. P.S. I'm not your financial advisor. Before you click away, do you know that we just watched Is My Free Stuff? Okay, imagine how good my courses are. This is the free crap, all right? Hey, I got a cool free gift for you, though. If you go to internetlaunchsecrets.com, which I'll put in the description and in the first comment, internetlaunchsecrets.com will show you more about pricing structures, how we actually structure an online business to go and actually be profitable. You'll also see my top 3 most profitable campaigns on the internet over the last 3 years. They're the same 3 campaigns we do over and over again. They've resulted in about 10 million in sales for us in 3.5 years. It's free for you to go check it out, and the link is in the description.